Hi, hello, and welcome back to Tonleigh Bridge in the pod, the pit of doom, and thank you once again for joining me. Not an awful lot of chatter from me today. I've done some work on the layout, I've been to a model railway show, and so there's quite a bit to show you on that. There won't be any running on the layout, but there will be a bit from the show, and some pictures from the show as well. At the end of the last video I showed you the card embankment that I'd put along the back and painted it, said I was going to cover it in grass, etc. One portion of it was the baseboard joint with the under centre clip underneath, with the over centre clip underneath that connects the two baseboards. Well, I got a message from a Facebook friend of mine, David Hardware of All Gauge Layouts Facebook page. He came up with a suggestion. I thought, you know, I rather like that. So I've implemented that. So we'll start the video by me showing you what he suggested, and then not quite the finished article, but almost later on in the video we'll show you that as well. So let's get on and show you those bits and pieces. Hope you enjoy the video. As I say, it's not going to be long, but we've been productive. We've been very productive down here. So I'll catch you later in the video. One other little job I've done, and this is thanks to a Facebook friend of mine, David Hardware. Thank you, David. Come up with a suggestion of putting a building or something over the baseboard joint. So it still needs a lot of finishing off. I've got to put a wall around on both the sides, and there'll be some railings along the front. But yeah, basically a little hut of some sort there. May not be that one finally, but a little hut there, buried, cut into the embankment with a brick wall around it, and that will finish that off nicely. And then once it's all fixed and attached, it'll come off as one piece, and there's my over centre latch under there rather than the grass embankment. So thank you, David, great idea. Cheers, buddy. Did somebody mention ballast? Have a look at this. Okay, as promised many weeks ago, a start has been made now on the ballasting. So I've laid it in. This is the main line, obviously, or the avoiding line, and as you can see there, the blend that I mixed with the light and the darker, I'll put along the back line, which is really the holding loop. And so that one is like that. I haven't done the door section yet because I haven't wet the ballast. I can't lift the door section up, and I've got to do the door section all in one go. So the light's catching it a bit this morning, but there we go. So yeah, ballast is in that part, and from the door around to there at the moment as well. So a start's been made on that. By the end of the video it might even be wet and dry and a bit more done. Okay, the Basingstoke Model Railway show at the weekend. I wasn't going to go, I was umming and ahhing, and then on Friday I got a phone call from Ian Temerier on the RM Web, and the owner and layout operator of Tidworth, and he was an operator short on the Saturday and bribed me with tea and free entry. So I thought, why not? So I went along, thoroughly enjoyed the day operating the layout. Tidworth is a fantastic layout to operate, I've got to say. So interesting to be able to move stuff into various areas, and the beauty was it runs so well. I mean, it's a credit to its builder, it really is. So most enjoyable day on Tidworth. Reese brought the bacon and sausage butties, and Chris and I did most of the tea runs. So we had a really good day. But there was also another layout there which I quite enjoyed as well, which was Wimborne. There was one thing that you'll see in the video that did let it down, but scenic wise it was a cracking layout. But let's have a look at some clips now. There'll be some stills and a bit of video excuse me, from the Basingstoke show last weekend.
Oh yeah. Countryside diesel stuff is to make more money. No, they're all in their cars. So wait a minute, it might move or another one might come through. You've just got to wait a minute, okay?
Oh, there's a French passenger train coming now. With a big engine on the front.
Tell me what colour he is. If you want to. Always come back later. Is it stopping or not? Yes. Perfect, stop.
Are they selling direct home deals?
Yeah, it's all being sold from their website. Yeah. That's the other thing. Yeah.
One thing I've got looking at the programme, so you see the staff, they're there on the computer doing the CAD, and the next thing, the box appears on the list.
And here it
and
is.
I'm thinking,
What about the other 18 months?
So there we go, just a final finishing off now of weathering and detailing, and obviously the hut to finish off, and maybe a different hut. But there we go. Special thanks to David Hardware of All Gauge Layouts Facebook site. If you want to go on there, his Facebook site is absolutely brilliant and well managed, and also you get an awful lot of really good information, pictures of other people's layouts and descriptions, and you can also ask questions as well, and somebody will come back to you with an answer one way or the other if they can. So there we go. So thank you to David. Absolutely brilliant idea, mate. Love it. So we move on to the next stage now. Now I've ballasted the drop down section on Sunday night, so that can stay down now overnight, and the night heater's on, so that should be almost dry by morning, and then we can carry on and do the rest of it further up. But I've just propped it up a fraction just so that it's away from the join. But yeah, that should look quite good by tomorrow. Did somebody mention ballast? Wow, look. Hey, impressed or what? Did say it will be done. There we go. The yard's all done as well, and I've even started putting the PVA on. So swimming in PVA, so that'll soon dry out. We'll come back and see what it looks like. There we go, Bodger splodged it, as they say. Yes, PVA everywhere. So it's Monday morning, so that's going to take a day or two to dry. See how that goes. I have got my night panel heater on at the back there. It's one of these low usage ones, supposed to be a penny an hour, probably was 20 years ago. But that's going to be on 24/7 at the moment, just to keep the air warm in the room, and hopefully dry this lot out within a few days. So we'll come back later in the video and we'll see how it's progressed. Another little trick I do, just to let you know, is when I dry ballast and then I put a lot of oil in around the mechanism of the point, You can't do it so easily if you're using the point blade to get the electrical contact, but because I hardwire mine underneath, I haven't got to worry about the blade touching the outer rail to get the contact. So by putting the oil around there, the water and the PVA doesn't tend to congregate in those areas, so therefore it dries out a lot better. But there we go, so that's where we're at. We'll come back and see what's happening later in the video. Finally, that was Monday, so this is Tuesday tea time, and as you can see, it's dry. When I mean the white bit there is actually just dry PVA and masking tape, because I redid the embankment to make that a bit higher, so that when you're looking from here, the train will be a bit behind it. So yeah, just a couple of little tiny patches like that. They'll dry out. But overall, very pleased with that. It's coming on well. So the next job now will be to clean the track and test it. And I've tested the points, and they're all okay. So we know we're okay on that. And it's just a case now of going around cleaning the track. So that'll be it for this video, and next week we should be back to a bit of running, and then we're going to make a start on some scenics. I've got some nice ideas I picked up at the weekend for around the back here, something a little bit different, something I've never tried before. So watch out for that. That should be in the next video, and hopefully some running as well. So thanks again for watching. Happy modelling everybody, and as promised, we have ballast. There we go.